Are you serious? I've been with you through thick and thin, and at the moment you got better, you decided you actually have a change of heart. Hi there, my name is Mary Kerubo, and if you're new here, please subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, kindly give this video a like or a thumbs up, and let's get into the episode. Yesterday I was with a group of friends. I planted a certain seed. I told them about this particular story I had come across, a story whereby a very sad story about this family. This family had been together for a long time, and it so happened that the husband fell very sick. He fell gravely ill to the point where he got paralyzed and couldn't do anything on his own. He was bedridden in hospital and he was completely paralyzed. He couldn't do anything. So his wife decided to take care of her husband for an entire 6-year period, of which the doctors were not sure if he would ever make it back home, if he would actually get well. But by God's grace, he actually did get better and he healed completely. He got rid of his paralysis and he went back home to join with his family. What happened is, after a month of staying with his family, he decided that he wants a divorce from his wife. And I was hit a bit. I was like, are you serious? I've been with you through thick and thin, and at the moment you got better, you decided you actually have a change of heart and you want to leave me. What happened is the lady accepted. She actually said, it's okay if you want a divorce. I will give you that one thing that you want. She signed the papers, handed them to the man, and that's how their long marriage. She let go of this man. She set him free, and the man went his way, and actually he had found yet another woman that he was seeing even before he served his wife with the divorce papers. So my heart was disconnected. I wouldn't say that my heart sank, because I decided to alienate myself from such issues. I will not put any emotion towards a certain story, because I really do get passionate about sad stories. They hit me so hard. So I said I won't attach any opinion to this particular story. I didn't even read any kind of comments that were given. I just scrolled and I was like, okay, next story. And when I gave this story to my friends, one particular person in my friend group, she is always honest. You know, I don't know if you have this kind of friend in your friend group, but there's just that one person who says the truth as it is, even though it's going to hurt you. She says it with a certain conviction that you know, this is actually the truth. This is not a lie. This is not a fabricated story. This is the truth as it is. She's very realistic. And she said that most men would actually do that in the world today, in the country today, because that was in a different country. She said that most men in the world today would actually do that. And I was intrigued. I was like, are you sure about that? And she said, yes, most men would definitely divorce their wives after long periods of illnesses or challenges, and they would actually go and be with someone else. And I did not want to attach any emotion to this story, but that broke my heart. That just broke my heart, and I couldn't say anything. I was very sad at that point. Then one guy said, God forgive me. And he said that, even women would actually do that. And I was like, what? Are you serious? Yeah. And he kept on pushing and he kept on pestering and saying, women would actually do the same thing. It's not only men. And I did not know what to say at that point. I didn't know what to feel. But one thing is for sure, I felt very despondent. I could not believe he was actually saying these certain words. at such a time. Read the room, look at how people are actually reacting towards the situation, and give us an answer according to how people are reacting. Don't just give an answer because of what you think or defense. It was giving, let's defend this man. This man did not do anything right. Leaving a woman who has given birth to multiple children, who has been with you to the ends of the world. I can only imagine the kind of things she would actually see on that hospital bed. She did not choose to forsake this man and say, you know what, go to your family, let your family take care of you. She actually stood by him till he got completely healed. He became restored. And the best this man could do is leave her in the desert without water. And this guy right here is saying that actually the other women who would actually do that, it's not a man case only. That made me so sad. So my friend, because at this point I'm not contributing anything, I'm just hearing what other people's views. My friend said, yes, I agree with you. You have actually said something true. But on a scale of 1 to 100, 90 guys, 90% of the men would actually do this to their wives, and 10% of women would actually do that to their husbands. To be honest, if it were me, and if I was a sick person and my husband would take care of me in such a way that he doesn't actually show any signs of contempt, he doesn't show any signs of hurt, and he just takes the time to watch over me when I'm sick in my very worst state, and he holds my hand through it all and keeps on encouraging me and telling me that I will get better, I would never ever even think of leaving this person. Never. How do you even start? I would actually live my entire life talking about this story. This one time I was sick and my husband stood by me till the very end. But I think at that point in time, we lose the main focus. Like, the story at hand is that a husband who has been with his wife for a very long time, who has been sick for a period of 6 years, those are many, many years. He has been sick for all this time, and he decides, you know what, 1 month out of the sickness, I'm out. I have nothing to do with you. I don't care who you are. I'm out and I'm gone. Well, that is hurtful. That is disrespectful, and that is very discouraging, to be honest. It's very discouraging because it shows that you should never care for anyone. You should never show any kind of affection to anyone if it doesn't benefit you. And the fact that my friend kept on saying that, you know what, we should stop this negativity. This guy kept on saying that we should stop this negativity. I think at this particular point in time in our lives, we should just focus on the positive things that happen in life. Let's quiet down the negativity and just focus on the positive. Are you serious? Are you actually blatant at this point? You're actually telling us to focus on the positive when something very negative has happened. Are you trying to say that this negative thing is insignificant? That it actually doesn't matter? That if you go through it, you should focus on the positive? What is positive about the situation to start with? Nothing is positive about it. Everything is negative about it. It's a very toxic and abusive and disrespectful and hurtful situation. There is no positive in this issue. And after that, I was just very much disappointed in this person, in this guy friend. And I did not show any kind of reaction towards the situation. I didn't give any opinion. I just let the story slide because I did not want it to get passionate. So fast forward to today. Today I have a conversation with a completely different set of friends. And I actually come to the realization that there are things in this world that I will not tolerate. There are certain kinds of people that I will not tolerate, and there are 3 groups of people that I will never tolerate in my life. Never. As a matter of fact, I will delete them. If I come across them, I will delete them from my life. By deleting them, I mean I will put them on my knees, because the Bible says, love your enemies and pray for those ones that persecute you. I will pray for you, but in my heart, I wouldn't want you to break it. I wouldn't actually give you the chance to break it. So after I have prayed for you, after I have sought the Lord to actually intervene and open your eyes to see what is actually happening, I will leave it at that. I will never put any emotion towards these 3 kinds of people. The first group is people who never take accountability for their actions. There are people in this world I've come to know who will never accept any responsibility that comes with their actions. And I'd like to give a quick example. Whenever I get into trouble, whenever I have done something wrong, more often than not, this is not always, more often than not, I will say sorry. I'm sorry, I am so sorry, please forgive me. And the moment I say that, it actually calms the situation, and this other person feels like, oh, it was not that serious, don't take it that deep, it was something very trivial, it's not that hurtful. So this in turn, that shows that you haven't offended me, it was a very simple situation. So this person in turn feels like he or she wants to explain that, you know what, you're okay, there's nothing wrong with what you've done. But to be honest, it was an issue, and if I wouldn't have said sorry, it would escalate to be a problem, and people would actually nab me with this particular problem. But the moment I say sorry, it really eases the situation and actually makes life easier. And that's how I have evaded consequences, bad consequences, by saying sorry. But there are people who will never say sorry. Come what may, they will always have an excuse to give to you. You know, I did that. Why did you leave the lights for your room open? You know, when I was leaving, there was actually a whole bustle of events. I had to do 1, 2, 3 things before I go. I had this responsibility, this other one. So before I knew it, I was out the door, I was gone, and I ended up leaving the lights on. So it's actually not my problem. I'm not the one at fault here, but you are. You left the lights on, and that is a problem. That is an issue. It is not insignificant. It is very significant. It is something wrong. And if this person would have said, I'm so sorry for leaving the lights on, I will do my best next time to ensure that the lights are off, that situation would de-escalate very quickly. But the moment you start giving reasons, you start giving excuses as to why you did something wrong, it's giving Eve in the Garden of Eden. It's giving, oh, it's not my fault, it's the snake's fault. That is the second group of people, the Eve kind of people. Eve people, I'll call them the Eve people. These people are like Eve. They always blame somebody else for their actions. Let me just give an example of my life. Once upon a time, I was a prefect in primary school. When I was a prefect in primary school and I would tell someone to kneel down, there was this set of people that would say, even Jeremy is making noise. Why don't you tell him to kneel down? Why are you only looking at me? And I would feel like scratching this person. I'd feel like nataka kukugwara, because you're making me have a lot of pain in my heart and you should feel this pain. And the reason I said that I would delete you is because I don't want to scratch you. I don't want you to have this, I don't want to inflict pain in you so that you can feel my pain. That is sinful nature, that is human nature, and I have it because I am not an angel. Neither am I God, neither am I Jesus Christ, who will just say, you're a sinner, I forgive you. I am human, and I will feel the pain, and the pain would actually make me want to scratch you because I just want to get rid of that pain in my heart. But these Eve people, And one thing I've come to realize is that the blame game started from her. She said, why are you not looking at the serpent who actually confused me and lured me into eating this fruit? Why don't you kill the serpent? Why is it that you're killing me? Why is it that now I have to die and not the serpent? I believe if Eve would have said, I am so sorry for eating the fruit and disobeying you, please give me another chance, all this wouldn't have happened. We wouldn't be right here at this point in time. Things would be so different at this point, but by the virtue of her blaming it on someone else, and by the virtue of you blaming this on someone else and not taking accountability for your actions, and not saying you are sorry, and not saying this is my problem, this is my issue, and I take full responsibility for it, you are annoying people around you. You are hurting people inadvertently. And if you don't take care, these people will completely remove you from their lives. Because we can always forgive you, we will give you forgiveness for free. But if you cannot earn our trust, then I don't think we have anything in this particular friendship or relationship. So if you are an Eve person who shifts the blame to other people, it means that you are not a person who can actually accept any wrong thing. You will shift the blame left, right, and center. And if you don't have anyone else to shift the blame to, you can actually shift the blame to a person who is actually on the right and has absolutely no mistake. And I'm saying that because I have gone through it. I didn't have a mistake once upon a time in my life, but somebody shifted the blame to me. And let me tell you the power of God. When God is with you, I thank God for his presence. I thank God for the Holy Spirit, because I didn't have to say a word. When this person tried shifting the blame to me and I hadn't done anything wrong, God provided an army. People just came out of nowhere and said, no, what she did, what you did is wrong. She was not in this particular situation. And when the Bible says God will send his angels to protect you, it's true, guys, it's true. Now, the third category of people that I will delete from my life are the kind of people who put themselves outside my shoe. They don't put themselves inside my shoe, they put themselves outside my shoe. Let me explain that. From the story that I gave at the beginning of this episode, my friend said that most men would actually do this to their wives. And then this guy comes up and says, women would actually do the same. These are the kinds of people who remove themselves from your shoes and put themselves outside your shoes. And say, you know what, it's not just about you, it's also about me. They make it about themselves. They bring a whole defense mechanism to try and support somebody who has done wrong. And I think at the back of their minds, they're just thinking, what if it was me? Because there's a Kiswahili saying that says, pilipili usioila ya kuashia nini. If you're not the kind of man who would leave your wife after she has taken care of you for 6 years, and you would actually not divorce her, this would be a non-issue. To be honest, it would be a non-issue. You'd sympathize and say, well, I think that is very sad. No one should ever go through that. And to be honest, that is very wrong. And that would really support the agenda and would really support the person who's being hurt. And he would feel encouraged to keep on pushing and living. But if you're the kind of person who says that it's not only men, it's not only women, it's not only you who is going through this, I also go through this, you are trying to make my situation look very insignificant. You're trying to make me very small, you know. Like, okay, we are also going through things, you're not the only one going through it. And it's not that I am disqualifying that issue. I am not disqualifying the fact that you are going through things, but I have brought it at the table. I have said, I'm actually going through a tough time. The best you can do is ask me, what do you need help with? What can I support you with? And that in itself that in itself is just support enough. I think when it comes to the gender issues, especially when it comes to most women who do this and most men who do this, the best thing you can say is, what can I do to make things better? And not, we go through it as well. Because what you're saying is not an issue or a problem at this point. What I am saying is hurting me. And if somebody has been cut by a knife, what would you do to this person? You would seek some sort of remedy, a balm or elastoplast that would actually stop the bleeding. You wouldn't say, even me, I've ever cut myself. You should actually be a strong person. You should actually persevere through the pain. Will that stop the bleeding? No. As a matter of fact, it will increase the bleeding. But if you seek a solution out of a certain problem, you seek to alleviate the problems that people are going through, you will seek to provide restoration in a case of hopelessness and helplessness. And I believe the world would be a better place. If you have a friend, or if you are the friend who exhibits these three kinds of characters, one thing I like about God is that He always forgave the people of Israel. Whenever they went into sin, whenever they disobeyed Him time and time again, He did not say that I'm going to destroy you completely now because you cannot hear what I'm saying. He did not provide a defense mechanism and say, I created you, I can also destroy you. He actually said, I still love you the way you are, and I will still come and save you. And I think grace is always given to you because you can always change from a bad behavior and a bad habit, and it can always be better at the very end if you choose to make a decision today. So make the decision right now. Share this with a friend, and if you are the friend, change from your bad behaviors, from these three characters. God will give you the strength if you seek Him. If you actually ask Him to show you the way, He will give you a particular blueprint that will direct you in the right path. I hope this helps you in some way, and if it does, kindly leave me a comment down in the comment section below. If you have not, please subscribe, and if you have, give this video a like or a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye. That was nice.